We've grown up in the church and have always been somewhat involved in outreach. But how can we get involved in missions overseas? My name is Marianne.
And I'm Lillian. We wanted to find out. Join us on our journey to discover the culture, the lifestyle,
The need and the mission.
in two of Southeast Asia's least reached countries.
Welcome to MissionTREK. Hello and welcome to MissionTREK.
We're so excited to have you join us.
My name is Marianne.
And I'm Lillian.
So this is so crazy. Like, we're actually here on the MissionTREK set.
It's been so long getting here.
We had this idea, what was it, like,
Over a year ago.
that's so crazy.
God has blessed so much.
He really has.
So what can the viewers expect this series?
Well, this series, went to a lot of different countries. We were able to visit a lot of missionaries, experience the culture. We even got to try some of the food. That was really good.
It was.
Yeah.
We have so much to share with you, and here's some of what you can expect to see over the next 10 episodes. No, I'm not a snake person. I'd rather just watch them.
Trembling is to shake.
Because he loved every person so very much.
It is so good.
Holy Father, we pray that you please pour your Spirit upon us. Pour your Spirit upon the city.
Isn't that exciting?
Yes, just watching that helps me to relive some of those moments.
It was so much fun.
It was.
Yeah. So this wasn't either of our first times going overseas.
We'd both been before.
Yeah. I don't really remember how I felt the first time because I was 4.
Yeah, well, I was 10 the first time I went, and I remember feeling nervous and excited, uncertain about what was to come.
Yeah. I think that's a lot of the reason people don't go because it's unknown what's over there. And, the unknown is scary, and they don't want to get out of their comfort zone.
But you can't let your fears stop you.
Yeah, and I think the only way to overcome those fears is just by surrendering.
Exactly. That's what we have to do before we go. We spend a lot of time praying.
To make sure that we're surrendered, that we're going for God's reasons.
And claim promises, because we never know what situations we might encounter.
Yeah, but when you're in God's will, He'll take care of you.
Exactly.
It's not scary.
No. Another challenge that people have to overcome is finances.
Yeah,
Where to get the money.
It takes money to go overseas.
Exactly.
Plane tickets are expensive. Living is expensive.
We didn't have the money for this show when we started.
No,
and
we didn't.
God provided.
Yeah, we had to pray a lot for the finances, but He provides. If it's His will, He will provide.
Mm-hmm.
But people that actually live overseas that do this work have said that they've never seen anybody not be able to go because of finances. If it's God's will, He will provide.
He always does.
He always does.
It's one thing to talk about it, but we can actually show you. This is where we started.
We bought a plane ticket from Atlanta to Bangkok.
And we had a 15-hour layover in Beijing.
But the real trip started before that.
How's it going, Marianne?
Pretty good. We got here, so that's good.
After waiting in Atlanta for a couple of hours, we boarded the flight. We were all excited, but also a little bit anxious to see what this trip would actually be like.
Hey,
How are you feeling?
excited
Tired?
and tired and excited. So,
How's the trip so far?
pretty good.
Our first stop was in San Francisco.
We're about to get into San Francisco. And it's like midnight. And then we have a 3-hour layover until we go take off for China. So, it's gonna be a long night.
That morning, we had an 11-hour flight to China. We got there the next morning. We had a 15-hour layover in China, so we asked some friends to show us around, since none of us had ever been there before. Our first impression was that it was really cold. Of course, it was January, but 30 degrees and no warm clothing was really harsh. Thankfully, our friends lent us coats, which made the visit much more enjoyable. As we drove, I noticed it was modern in the city, but as we got out into the more rural areas, it became more neglected looking. When we got to the farm, we ate breakfast, which was really good. Then we headed out to the Great Wall.
We are going to see the Great Wall of China. China's really cool.
Yeah, I don't know, my brain is still taking all of it in. I'm really tired, kind of, but I don't know how to describe it real well yet, but it's not all that I imagined it to be.
It's interesting here because it's an Asian country, obviously, but they drive on the right side of the road just like we do at home. It took over 1,800 years to build the wall to what it is today. The most popular parts still see up to 70,000 people per day. China is a beautiful country. Getting to see the Great Wall and all the people who live there really made me think. The majority of them live their lives appeasing the spirits and believing in superstitions. And yet the Adventist Church in China has over 43,000 members. But that is a small number compared to the 1.3 billion people who actually live there. Even though China is smaller than the United States, 1 in every 5 people in the world is Chinese.
Why am I massaging? Because they're frozen. Oh, right, yes. Sometimes it was hard to walk. Yeah, being up there, seeing how some of the tiles, the pavement, was like sunken in from so many people walking on it. And it's kind of like strange just thinking about so many people have walked on that before you that they have worn down stone. This just, I don't know, interesting thought. Beijing is arranged in like a spider web. So made out of streets and apartment complexes and other stuff like that. And in the very middle, that's where Forbidden City is. And it's the largest palace complex in the world and was occupied by 25 consecutive monarchs.
Unfortunately, since we were short on time, we did not get to visit the Forbidden City. Instead, we went to eat. The food, which was a variety of authentic Chinese dishes, was really good. It was very different from the Chinese food that we are used to in America.
we ate, they took us down this street where they were selling a lot of interesting things, like scorpions. And surprisingly, we weren't too excited to try them.
China is a busy country with lots of culture and diversity. We were able to have a small glimpse of what it's like there. The food, the culture, and the customs are different from anywhere else that we've ever been.
So what is this?
A candied little apple thing. Not really sure.
Say again, can you say it? Kangaroo.
Kangaroo. That's really good.
We were able to do a lot in the short amount of time that we were in China.
Afterwards, we headed back to the airport.
Even though it was really cold and we were fighting jet lag, I'm so glad we were able to take advantage of the opportunity to see a new country. China is a huge country, but since it's communist, a lot of risks are involved. Please pray for the people of China.
So neither of us had ever been to China before.
No, we hadn't.
It was a totally new experience.
It was. It was the first communist country we'd ever been to either. And it had such a different feel to it.
I mean, just the people that we were around.
We couldn't show their faces in the camera, the people
Yeah.
who were helping us. They had to be careful not to be seen with us very much because to be seen with a white person could be a sign of rebellion.
And the people that we were around on the wall and at the restaurant, like, they just looked fearful and cautious.
Yeah. Like, there isn't really any freedom. Like, and after we left, sadly, the people who helped us out, the Christians that were running ministry there, they actually had to leave. Not because of us, but for reasons they had to move to South Korea.
Because they weren't safe anymore.
And that's really sad because, like, who's going to take their place?
Being a missionary in China would take somebody that's very dedicated.
It would, yeah. And, like, because it's really dangerous.
There's still work being done, but it's very little compared to all the people there that need to be reached.
Yeah. There's so many people in China that need to hear about Jesus. And there's nobody to tell them because it's illegal. It's really dangerous to work there. To be a Christian at all
Yeah.
is illegal.
Compared to Thailand, where we usually go, China has a very closed, oppressed feel to it.
Yeah.
But getting back to our trip, after the restaurant, we had a rushed trip to get back to the airport.
Yeah, because we only had, like, what was it, an hour before our flight left?
Yeah.
And we got stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
It was, like, rush hour. It was super stressful.
Rush hour in Beijing was really bad.
Really crazy, yeah. But we finally got back, by God's grace, in time for our flight.
Yes, definitely. We had a 5-hour flight from Beijing to Bangkok.
And we got in at about 1 o'clock in the morning. We were so tired because then we had to wait in line for immigration.
Like 2 hours.
It was so crazy.
We didn't even get to our hotel till like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. So the next morning, we were like really jet lagged and tired. So I don't think we got up until like, what was it, 10?
Yeah.
So but we still only got about 5 hours of sleep.
Yeah. We didn't do much because we were so tired and jet lag, getting used to time.
Yeah. But we do get to share with you our first meal at our favorite restaurant. So we are currently at Ricky's, which is like one of our favorite restaurants out of like the whole city because it's like really good. Last night we got to our hotel at like 4:30 and didn't actually get to sleep till like 5. So we had like got up at like 8, 9. So we had like 3 hours of sleep. So we're kind of tired, but
It's gonna be a good day. Starting it out right with some good food.
I'm doing
Green curry with tofu.
I was like fried tofu with garlic and rice.
Take one down, pass it around.
There's a seed on the side of my bottle. Okay, we'll dry this off.
Oh my goodness.
There we go.
I'm officially
This is fresh squeezed orange juice that we got off the street. So it's gonna be really good. I really enjoyed this last time.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god. It's pretty good. Yep.
What did you get here?
This is mango shake,
So, it's really good.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. That's pretty good. The orange juice is better though. This is green curry, so it's supposed to have like bamboo shoots and tofu and stuff in it. And then I'm just gonna eat it over the rice, so it's gonna be good. That is so good. It's so much better than America.
This is fried garlic with tofu. So, fried That was like the best stuff ever. That was so good.
Jet lag set in early Friday afternoon, so we didn't do anything the rest of that day. After a good night, we headed across town to church.
We are going to get a taxi to go to a local Filipino church.
So we've been thinking about how to reach people in Thailand and about how many people are actually like Christians in Thailand. There's apparently not very many.
Actually, there's less than 1% Christian in Thailand, and that's Christian of any denomination. So not very many at all. Considering the population is like 14 to 16 million here in this city. So that's a lot of people that are here, and
Not very many Christians.
We borrowed some footage from a TV series called I Want This City, where the interviewer asks random people in Bangkok if they've heard of Jesus.
Yes
Okay.
okay ready
Yes.
คือคำถามของเรามีว่ารู้จักคณะวันเสาร์กลุ่มคริสเตียนวันเสาร์ที่เขานมัสการกันวันเสาร์ที่เขาจะพูดถึงเกี่ยวกับเรื่องของพระเจ้าเคยได้ยินไหมไม่เคย They said they never heard about Jesus.
Really?
Yeah, they never ไม่เคยได้ยินเกี่ยวกับศาสนานี้มาก่อน
Would you like to know? Would you like to
อยาก
know?
จะรู้จักศาสนานี้ไหมคะ คุณลุงอยากจะถามคุณลุงว่าคุณลุงเคยได้ยินคนมาพูดเกี่ยวกับศาสนาคริสเตียนก็มาพูดถึงเกี่ยวกับพระเยซูให้ฟังไหมคะไม่เคยได้ยินนะคะไม่มีญาติพี่น้องคนไหนที่เป็นคริสเตียนไม่มีนะคะและแถวที่คุณลุงอยู่ก็ไม่มีคนเป็นคริสเตียนนะคะไม่มีแล้วคุณลุงอยากจะศึกษาเกี่ยวกับคริสเตียนไหมคะอ่านหนังสือไม่ออกค่ะแล้วเวลาอยู่บ้านเนี่ยคุณลุงดูรายการภาษาอังกฤษบ้างมีคะดูหนังฝรั่งหรือว่ารายการฝรั่งบ้านผมไม่มีโทรทัศน์คนมาพูดประกาศเกี่ยวกับเรื่องราวของคริสเตียนหรือว่าเกี่ยวกับเรื่องของพระเยซูไหมไม่รู้ค่ะไม่เคยได้ยินค่ะโอเคถ้าเกิดว่ามีคนจะมาพูดหรือว่าจะมาพูดเกี่ยวกับเรื่องราวแบบนี้ให้น้องฟังน้องอยากจะรู้จักไหมคะอยากนะคะ
It's amazing to actually see people who have no idea who Jesus is, but are interested in learning. We thought about this as we arrived at Yanhee, one of the few Adventist churches in this city.
We grow closer to Him, like this flower here. But then we have to take what we've gained from God and the blessing to take it to the world.
Do this here, where it's got the spoon and the fork and the Bible. And so
what is jet lag? Can you describe jet lag?
When you're awake early in the morning, and then like later in the day, you get really tired and.
Because you switched like time zones, so now like what was supposed to be night, what you're used to being night is day. So it's like staying up all night and then trying to sleep during the day.
Eating for lunch feels like you're trying to eat a midnight snack.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
that?
It's a tract.
What?
Some person just gave me a tract.
How can you be sure of heaven? Christian Bible Baptist Church Thailand Outreach. So we're here at Lumpini Park, and
There's a whole bunch of people, and there's like paddle boats and birds, and
there's like people that have been running like this loop thing.
so it's very busy. Thailand seems like a really culturally, like they like activity. Seems like that they're all very active and exercising and stuff.
You guys have been here for at least 2 days.
Yep.
Have you
2
seen
days.
any ways that young people can get involved?
I think probably the best way to get involved for any person, like young or not, like especially young people though, I think would be definitely have to be friendship evangelism.
Build relationships with people and get to know them.
Learn the language for
And you
younger
can do
people.
that at any age.
So what kind of ministries are you looking forward to seeing pretty soon?
The schools, I think, are really great opening, like English schools. Those would be exciting because there's like people are so interested in learning English, and it's a really great ministry.
What about the slum?
I think those people are very open because they have nothing really, and so I think people are more open when they have nothing material-wise. When they have a lot of material, money, whatever, then they feel like they don't need God or anything. So I think those people would be easy to reach, and it would be really great for them.
Looking forward to seeing the Atwells?
Yeah, Asher.
So you're looking forward to getting out of the city, or you guys feel comfortable here?
I
Both,
think
probably.
Yeah, I think we are excited to go different places, but at the same time, the city is very familiar. Like we've been here before. We kind of know our way around a little bit. There's like lots of people, and easy to do everything.
Yeah. Did
Definitely.
you guys enjoy church today?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah.
Was
The
it-
sermon was good, and people were really friendly.
Was it a Thai church?
No, it was a Filipino church here in Thailand.
Did you understand it?
Yes, because they all spoke English.
Lumpini Park was a nice ending to our Sabbath in the city. It was time to head back to the hotel, which meant we had to take the SkyTrain, or BTS, that would carry us over the traffic of Bangkok. Most people think of missionary life as living in a bamboo hut in the jungle, not in a city like Bangkok, where it's modern and wealthy with complex transportation systems and high-rise luxury shopping malls.
We're about to get on the BTS again and head back towards our hotel. So that's good. I'm kind of ready to be out of the hustle and bustle of being like more downtown, and ready for it to be quiet again, so I'm pretty tired.
But this is where the people are, and God loves people, so He is here too. If you think about it, the early church was established in the cities, and that is where they concentrated their evangelistic efforts. So please pray for people to be willing to bring the gospel to the big cities, without getting distracted by all the glitter and wealth they see around them. We finally got on the train. We were tired, but we decided to make a quick stop for a fish massage on the way back.
Yeah, we're here at a massage place. We're gonna have a fish massage. Grab on there. I can't believe I'm doing this. It doesn't move. you like it?
Yeah. It's so cool. Look at my feet, Lilia. They're eating my toenails. Oh my goodness. Stop moving. It tickles so bad.
It was so great to be back in Thailand again.
It was. Like, it's amazing how fast it becomes like a second home.
Yeah.
Like, the atmosphere of the city, it feels safe. Like, you wouldn't think about that in a city.
Usually,
But
like here.
everybody's so friendly.
And they just treat you like normal.
And the weather was, like, really nice compared to China. Because in China, it was so cold.
Exactly. It was so warm in
It
Thailand.
was. I mean, it was a little extreme, but we got used to it.
Yeah. Out of what we've experienced so far, my favorite part was definitely the Great Wall.
Yeah, that was such an amazing experience. It was something neither of us had ever done before.
And like probably we'll never have the chance to do again.
Yeah. So as we're coming to the close of this episode, just like reminiscing about being there, just made me think about like there's so many people that still need to know about Jesus, and that like it's our mission in life, like as Christians, to tell them. But so many times when we think about our goals in life, we don't take them into account. We're just like, what would be good for me? So this really made me rethink like my goals and stuff. And we hope that it made you guys think about that too.
And as you do, keep in mind that millions out there still have not had a chance to learn about Jesus. Don't let your fear of the unknown keep you from doing what Jesus may be calling you to.
And it's so easy to just be a Christian on Sabbath, but we want to invite you to make it an everyday experience. Every day this week, make it a point to do something for someone, just a little something that will show them what Jesus is like.
It doesn't have to be anything big. It can be as simple as holding the door open for someone or smiling.
Yeah. If you do little things like that, it'll become a habit and it'll become easier to do larger things for God.
We have so much more to share with you, so make sure you check out our next episode.
Thank you for joining us this week on MissionTREK.
And remember to pray for the unreached.
See you next time.